Alright, so we're going to start this video with a quick voiceover, and then we'll get into the raw workout. But just wanted to kind of get you guys in the loop with what training's been doing. So this is a week 4 squat and deadlift. Not crazy deadlift today, but we're working on to a heavy double on squats. Now, because I've been traveling for the last like 6 weeks, my squats have been in the gutter, not only because of the travel, but also because I'm very, very underweight. And I really didn't get good at squatting until I started gaining weight, especially because I have longer limbs. So I always thought I was kind of like a shittier squatter until I started gaining weight. And it's came full effect where I'm like, I'm not a good squatter unless I'm heavy. Because I really need to fill out my proportions. So you guys right now, if you guys are struggling and you're wondering, hey, why don't I squat so much, go weigh yourself, because you might not be weighing too much. But let's get into it, right? So I'm warming up on this horizontal leg press right now. Great machine. I can't ever talk about enough how great it is. But I'm trying to warm up my joints, and that machine in particular kind of gets me ready for the fluent motion of a low bar squats. Now I'm over here with a box underneath my feet, and I'm kind of just trying to get some ankle mobility. I don't really do anything like band work for the ankle mobility typically. I like to do this box where, you know, I'm kind of getting into this pattern of moving, not only for my ankles, but I also get a feeling in my hamstrings, my glutes, and my hip flexors, just kind of getting a fluent motion. And this is kind of a movement I've always been doing. 2 different movements now that I'm doing though. This one that I'm doing, I feel it way more in my hamstrings, and I'm almost pushing my heel down and then driving away while my ankle's going forward. If you don't understand what I'm saying, you can always just run it back on the clip. But now right here, I'm doing just some weird odd shit, to be honest. Rotating my ankles. A lot of this that I'm doing is actually with my ankles and my feet, warming up my feet muscles, my ankles, just because I've been stiff. I've been so stiff, and I don't like being stiff, you know. I've been doing this movement ever since high school, and it's basically I'm putting a foam roller in my adductors, and I'm squeezing as hard as possible while rotating. As you can see, like my knees are rotating outward while also I'm squeezing my hips. With this, what I'm about to do, I sit down, and I really actually feel it in my erectors when I rotate and move the foam roller back and forth. I actually was teaching Chris Bumpstead how to use this because it is just another way of how I like warming up, and I haven't really seen too many people do it. I just do shit, you know. Here's another thing I'm playing around with to kind of help with my hip flexors and whatnot. I'm doing around 15 to 20 reps, and I just do 1 set, to be honest. And I just kind of raise my hips to where that pad is, and I have my one leg just kind of hit that bench. Now, I might alter this a little bit, but I played around with this. I just pretty much was like, looked at it, and I was like, I'm going to do something. A couple days ago, and it felt good for my squat, so I was like, I'm going to do this again. And now I might make it into my everyday thing. While I'm doing this too, I'm working on my breathing, I'm working on my bracing. If you notice me putting my hands on my stomach, I am like trying to create more abdominal pressure in my waist, because that's something I do have to do when I have heavier squats and when I have heavier deadlifts. I have to kind of almost create more of a kinesthetic awareness for that, especially being a lighter body weight, because I'm not really used to being this light, to be honest. So I have to like open up that stomach, if it makes sense. And as I'm doing this workout this entire time, I'm drinking carb powder, glycerol and whatnot, dextrose, because I want to make sure I'm getting calories in, and I'm also putting like salt in there too. So now we're gonna see me move around. I'm doing this almost like a one-legged stand, and what I'm doing is with the leg that's on the ground, I'm pushing my heel directly in, and I'm getting this glute firing action. And I'll do this individually because I want both my glutes to be firing. I feel as if I were to do like a bridge like this, with both my feet on the ground, my one dominant glute might take over. So this is the best course of action that I can do to make sure I put the same amount of time per side on each glute. Now I'm gonna just kind of go into feeling my hips. Now, I don't like to go too crazy in my warm-ups because at the same time, if I have to do crazy shit just to be able to go underneath the bar, I'm probably not doing as good of mobility work. Okay, so now you're probably wondering, okay, so wait, why the fuck are you jumping up and down like a fucking monkey? I've been playing with like plyometrics and whatnot in my training this week. I might keep it in, I might not. I did something similar to before bench press yesterday. Before like one of my warm-up routines, I was pretty much just doing like a push-up, but I was just working on being explosive as possible. And I even worked up to like benching on top of it, like exploding up and then catching myself on something on a higher surface and then going back down. And I was like, I'm gonna, and I had a great bench session, right? I felt really explosive. So I'm like, hey, I'm gonna play around with that on squats. So now with one red on the bar, I'm feeling good. You know, I'm feeling explosive. I'm feeling tight. My ankles aren't too crappy. Now, obviously, I'm gonna have to warm up a little bit better. I did this for maybe one set, recorded not, but yeah. I'm gonna stop with the voiceover. I'll let you guys enjoy some ASMR, heavy Sawyer clock fucking training, and then we'll get back to talking on a few points that I do want to, preface later on with a few tweaks that I'm having and different kind of training thoughts that I've had. But enjoy this raw workout. Come on. Fuck you. I'm not afraid of you. I've done you a million times. Fuck you. Come on. You don't own me. I fucking own you. Come on. Fuck you! Come on. Welcome back. I hope you enjoyed that raw clip or raw workout. Let me know if you guys want me to continue it because you know, a little mixed feelings in the comment section. But so I'm back on this leg press, not because I'm trying to get warmed up, but because I'm putting some plates on. I'm going to be doing a little bit something different. So in the beginning, I was just like moving the leg press, right? La-di-da-di, just getting some blood flow. But I'm using this now. I'm going to go up to just 3 plates on each side right now. But I'm going to use it in a different sense. And I've never done this. This is something completely new to my training. Now, every time I've used this leg press, right, I've just been using no pause, right? Just straight, what would you call it? Like fast twitch right out of the hole in this leg press. I just am trying to get out as fast as possible because especially with this leg press, the further away you press it, the heavier it gets. So you're gonna see in a little bit me changing it up, and what I'm doing is I'm being a little cautious on the way down, but 2, what I'm gonna try to do, and I'm hopefully this is the first set and this is actually the first time I'm watching it. Hopefully I do a correct job. I want to almost do like a half a second to a 1 second pause at the bottom. Didn't do it quite there, but oh well. I'm feeling it out, and as the weights, yeah, here we go. As the weights kind of progress, I kind of feel it out more. Actually, I didn't even progress on this. I stayed with 315, and the only reason why is I wanted to see how I'm going to feel the next day, because this is something new. I do want to see how my body handles it, because not only am I not doing this with sleeves, because I'm putting this like 1 second delay, half a second delay on the bottom, I'm really taking the momentum out of this leg press. 2, I'm really feeling it in my hip flexors and also glutes. So we'll see if I have a good carryover in my squats in the next 4 weeks, and then maybe I'll transition back to my normal leg press of not doing any pause. But this is a big thing. My knees have been bugging me, so I think maybe doing this pause stuff can aid into better knee support, better ankle support, because I have to be honest, I was feeling some sort of weight on this leg press. I was feeling like, wow, like there is something different about this leg press. So hopefully I'm going to be able to, you know, make it some progress off of this, right? So you're just going to be noticing like I'm just really pushing this weight, slowing it down, and I really hope I have some good carryover, maybe whether that be strength for squats out of the hole, or 2, better mobility in the ankles, or 3, better knees, right? If I could hit the trifecta and have all 3 be fucking the whole thing, you know, I'll take it, right? But I am just experimenting where I want, you know, at least one of these things. Now, because I'm trying multiple things right now, different mobility shit, a couple other different things, I won't be able to say for certain whether this was the machine to do it, but I think maybe in conjunction with me doing all this other extra crap, I'll still yield like good results. I just won't be able to exactly pinpoint it. And what I mean by that is, well, take in consideration, 1, I'm going to be improving my mobility with just like moving around. You see, I saw me doing some weird shit, right, with the one-legged things, right? But now I'm going to be including this machine, right? And then after you see me doing this machine, I'm going to be going over into hamstring curls, right? And as you see me doing these hamstring curls, well, I'm doing them single leg. Now, typically I would do them double or whatever, the double leg. But because I'm doing a single leg, I'm making sure, 1, I'm stopping with the weight stack. I want it to pretty much be like it touching it. I have full tension on the back of my kneecap, and then I go fully into executing the lift, right? Now, what I am noticing, and as I'm warming up, I picked up on this, and I eventually did critique myself after I filmed. But one thing I did notice is my one ankle, well, my left leg especially, which is the one that I'm having issues with, the ankle that I have a lack of mobility in, let's say, it's twisting like a weird way when I'm performing it, and you'll be able to see it in a little bit when I do the thought angle. And what I mean by the thought angle is like the most sus angle possible. You'll see it, but as I'm doing this single leg one, I'm trying to figure out, all right, what is the best case scenario that I can get on this machine where it's going to fit good. And sometimes you got to try things out. You got to try new things. I actually saw, I think, Mike O'Hearn do a single leg hamstring curl similar to this in like a motivational thing, Machiavelli motivation. And that kind of sparked the idea of like how I can set up on this thing. Now every machine's a little bit different, but I want to make it where, if you ever had it where you use like a leg extension machine or a leg curl, and you almost feel like the pressure is different, you know, because the arms aren't on both sides. So as you see on this hamstring curl, the arm is only moving on that right side. There's nothing on that left side. So it sometimes feels like the weight is just a little bent. I don't know how to describe it. Maybe you guys can understand it, but that's why I'm trying to get like the leg and the heel directly in the middle of this pad. And I'm like having to look at it because I want the pressure to be exactly on each leg. And I know for a fact, okay, I understand my left leg is weaker than my right, but I can feel the pressure difference. So I'm so glad that nobody was at the gym, because I like as strong as I am, like when you do like weird shit like this, there is some little self-consciousness where I'm like, fuck, you know. I like to be in the gym alone though, you know, and nobody was there. But okay, we're approaching the sus angle, but you're going to notice, right? I want you guys both to notice this, and we're doing it together. But my ankle, and you're going to notice like the ankle and the foot are going to be moving at different directions between, you know, my right leg and my left leg, and I don't want that. I want to keep it where the ankle and the leg on both legs are the exact same. And then that's something I'm going to be correcting and whatnot. And maybe if Nabil trains with me, or if somebody's at the gym, I'll ask him if they can just like correct. But you clear as day, we know the right one looked great, and now look at this fucking left one. Look at it. It looks off, right? Look at that foot. Look at the foot on this. It's just fucking, it's bad. Okay, that foot should be bent more in. Okay, so what I can tell is the left hamstring, in which I've had issues with, especially in this region right here. One, I do lack some mobility in it and some stability. So right now, we're doing single leg right now, hamstring curls, especially with trying to get as even as possible on the pad. I can definitely tell where I'm weak. So we're gonna continue these for the next 4 weeks and see if there's a little bit of better results in our programming or in our progression. I'm also going to continue doing just barefoot work on my squats for low bar, just so I can really focus on getting my feet rooted. I think over the past few weeks it's just been getting more sloppy, and I just can't have that. Can't be having weak feet. So yeah, I haven't seen this footage yet, but it'll be interesting to see what I say during this voiceover on what I'm seeing of how my hamstrings are reacting to doing this. Okay, now we're going into some like lat pull downs. I'm doing something a little different right now. So when I was training with TNF, you know, we talked about how the fact that you don't have to really go like full range of motion to get the best out of your lats, because as soon as you go like full range of motion and shit, then you're getting all these different things played into it, the traps, different stretches and whatnot, blah blah blah, right? You're not really targeting the lat muscles. Now I'm gonna go in a phase where I maybe don't do like full range of motion, but right now, as you can see, I'm doing full range of motion. I'm doing full extension at the top, right? Maybe half a second to 1 second. And then when I'm holding, I'm trying to get it like half a second to 1 second. And on my last rep of the last set, I'm really holding it. Reason for this, right, is I think with powerlifting, it's so easy to get stiff, and I'm literally the byproduct of it. So, you know, I'm preaching to the choir, but I want to make sure, you know, especially when I do this, my mobility in my arms and shoulders are so much better. Fuck! So incorporating this in my training, especially while it's being under load, good. And it gives you a good back pump, you know, to be honest. Back is something I definitely have to work on. I have a great width, but I got to possibly, maybe this year, I'm gonna, you know, ask the coach if we can focus more on upper back development. It is something I struggle with, and it's something that's gonna help possibly with a back double bi and bench press, obviously. More back muscles does not hurt anything, you know. Anybody with a big back helps with everything in powerlifting. But yeah, I want full range of motion on these, and I just really want to improve in this. Now, eventually, I'll go into, you know, more lat, you know, half reps like Mr. TNF asked, but not right now. All right, it's time to get into some posing.